Hi, friends. Thanks for joining us. Do us a huge favor and smash that subscribe button. We just hit, what do you call them? Milestone?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. 700 subscribers, still climbing to 1,000. If you're not part of the subscription crew, please, again, smash that subscribe button. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us at Ray Benny Sports. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Check us out also on Reddit and Discord. And don't forget, leave us a rating on your favorite podcast provider.
And of course, special thank you to our podcast sponsor, Fahrenheit Airbrushing. Stand out on the ice, pavement, field, or in the stands with a custom airbrushed helmet, goalie mask, or any type of project. A local Manitoba business with affordable solutions. Check out Fahrenheit Airbrushing on Facebook or call them at 204-891-7431.
And don't forget to tell them that Ray and Benny sent you.
Let's get right into it with some CFL talk. Still the buzz on Twitter. Like, it feels like this is getting more buzz than the Winnipeg Jets hitting training camp, which is pretty crazy on my feed. Folks still talking about the changes, field, goalpost, time clock, field dimensions that have been happening to the CFL. What's one word you'd use to describe the changes that are happening in the CFL?
I'm going to go with experimental. Because, the reasons they gave for everything, it's going to increase scoring. It's going to, their hope is to bring more people, not to the games, but to be watching more of the games. And you've mentioned it a couple of times, maybe get those TV deals a bit better and you got more people watching on TV, right? So that's a lot of ifs, like if we do this, it'll bring this. So to me, it's just like they're trying things out and they're going to see what's going to happen with them. To me, again, we've talked about this. I don't know if these changes are, in fact, going to make the CFL more profitable. So we'll wait and see what happens with all of this.
Yeah, I think these changes definitely make the league a little more palatable to NFL fans. And I think, again, I've said this before, more importantly, young Canadians who are NFL fans. They really need to get into that market because they need a fresh bunch of CFL fans that are going to enjoy the game. And I think this is part of it. I think there's a lot more to come down the pipe, to be honest with you. I don't think this is it. Hopefully there'll be some kind of like brand new look, brand new marketing, brand new website, an app maybe for a professional sports league, because that's what they have to do. It's time for them to transition from being a gate-driven league, which has been a dead formula for a long time, to a league that profits on media and merchandise, because that's what most profitable sports leagues are doing. It's not gate, it's TV deal and merchandise.
Like nowadays, even with the NFL, the more people are watching it, and it's because of fantasy football. And one of the other big things is about gambling too.
Yeah,
right. A lot of people are gambling on these games nowadays compared to what they did in the past, because it's a lot easier. Now you can do it from your phone. You don't even have to get off your couch. So, it's not necessarily the greatest way of building things, but you almost want to get people doing that on the CFL games. And I know the commercials are over the top. It's just too much about, this is the spread going into the second half. This is it. To me, that's a little bit too much, especially when you got kids watching on TV all the time. But I think that's the way the NFL captured a bigger audience. People don't necessarily care about teams as much anymore. They care about what that player is doing in that game, or what prop bet they put on that game. So that's the biggest thing. Like you say, marketing. That's where the CFL has to now capture this. Absolutely. Now, what's your marketing plan for this? Because that's the next big thing. And the only thing I'm either scared about is what you're saying is that this is just the beginning of many more changes, which eventually leads down to 4 downs and more changes after that. We've talked about it. It's probably coming. Commissioner Johnson didn't dispute it, and in the past interviews, he was never against 4 downs as well.
I don't think the 4 downs is going to happen, to be honest with you. I don't think the Board of Governors will wholeheartedly vote on that.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion right now.
We'll see what happens with these changes, and if if these end up being a success, they may be like, okay, let's see what else we can change to even help it. Or if these don't become a success, maybe they'll say, hey, we need to go to 4 downs to do this.
Why doesn't any of the media go to the Board of Governors right now and ask them if 4 downs is off the table? That's what someone should do. Stop being scared and ask the Board of Governors, hey, would you vote for a 4-down league?
Okay. Are they available like that? I know Wade Miller commented on this Can they just go call Wade up and ask him? Will Wade even answer that? I
Well, at
mean,
least try. Don't be scared.
yeah, if Wade, it's a no-win situation really for Wade, I guess, because if you say yes, you're gonna piss even more people off. So you almost got to come out and say no, even if you're thinking that's the way we should go, right? So I don't know if you'll get a right answer out of Wade Miller or other board of governors on this.
Well, that's the only way to get their attention and have them accountable.
It is for sure. Yeah, they
Like if
voted
they
on
say
approving of
no
this.
now, they say no now, they're not going to just be like, forget what I said before and I'm just going to vote for it. Now that you know, well, my word is eye opener. Now that you know how much passion there is out in the CFL, I'm surprised how many more CFL fans online, especially, are commenting on this. Where are all these people throughout the year? Like, y'all are just going to show up during bad times and controversial times to say your piece. You know how much help fans can be, and especially a league this small. That's another thing with this league. They have to be way more interactive and open to being interactive with fans because look how much buzz there is right now in the CFL. CBC, Sportsnet, all them mofos are calling for people to talk about the CFL. This should be a season-long thing, not just something that comes out of the blue when fans are pissed off. Like, be engaged all the time. All the time. So it's an eye-opener to me, the potential of the CFL and being interactive with their fans. Like, it can be paramount to the growth of the league. They shouldn't shy away from online action.
No, they should be embracing it for sure. And like you say, they got to capture this cycle right now because I mean, news moves fast, right? Tomorrow something else could come out that grabs everyone else's attention, and they move away from this. They got to kind of capture some of this and build off of this. You got to capture. Yeah, people are angry. They want the league to kind of stay the same. They're okay with certain changes, but they're not okay with these. Other people are like, hey, let's go. Those are great changes. Let's see what else you can do. So
Yeah.
they got to kind of build off of that and go from there and see if they can get some more butts in the seat or butts in front of TVs or a better TV deal.
Yeah, but also, if these fans are that passionate, where are you on game day? Why
They're already
aren't you saying
there.
something on game day? Like
The lot.
Twitter trends CFL right now. Why isn't that action happening during game day and throughout the week?
Yeah, I mean,
You can only
exactly.
come out when it's bad, when you have something bad to say, when you have a problem with it. Come
That's
support the
usually
game when
what
it's good.
that is usually when people do speak up when something is
Jeez.
bad. You go
It's
to a
also
restaurant, it's bad food. I'm going to tell everybody about it.
goodness, you have a good product and you enjoy it and you support your team, be vocal about that too.
Yeah,
And
we'll
it's
see
also
what happens with this all. But
it's eye-opening how divisive this is actually also. They look at players, former players, coaches, administrators, how, I'm not saying it's down the line. It feels right now like it's 65-35 against 2 for the changes, but it's quite the eye-opener now of all these opinions on the league.
well, yeah, which is good. You want people talking about this league, right? And we'll see. I mean, there's still some of the rules aren't here for another 2 years. Will they even get implemented at some point? You never know. Sometimes these things are announced and don't end up going through.
I think
To me, if
you're
it was
dead
all
on.
happening next year, I'd be like, okay, it's happening kind of thing. But the fact that the field size change is not changing for another 2 seasons or another season after this one kind of thing is interesting because it gives you time to kind of back away from it if they wanted to.
I don't think that's on the table.
I don't think so, but you never know what happens in this CFL in the next year or so.
Fans think they got a lot of power to change that. I don't think so. They're moving forward, whether you like it or not. Not you, fans, and you too.
I mean,
Let's move on to the Bomber Blueprint. They got a big game against Hamilton. A lot of these for the Bombers are almost must-win games, close to clinching. If they do win this game with a bunch of help, a playoff spot. Am I wrong there? I might be too early there. But
might be a little bit because the crossover is still kind of. I
in
think
the air.
there's 3 more games really after this one, right? For each team
Yeah.
almost, right? So yeah, Toronto would still have 3. You would need if Toronto loses, Winnipeg wins. That's a 3-game spread. You need to win one more after that. So
There you go. It's close. So, what do the Bombers need to do, or what do you see them doing against the Hamilton Tiger Cats? Let's start on offense. You can go first.
yeah, it looks like so the Bombers are going to have probably Vanderpool back, Peyton Logan, Zach Collaros, obviously, which is huge. Jarrett Stearns depends what they're going to do there. Wheatfall may be questionable, so we'll see what happens once the depth chart comes out. But that's good news. Obviously, the biggest one is Zach Collaros. Basically, protect Collaros. I think the game plan really needs to focus on that because we can't have him take more big hits. So that
No.
requires the O line to really step it up. And like you said last week, the O-line actually looked pretty good, and Strevler was getting time. You
Yeah.
know, again, it's against Ottawa, who, I think, do they have more sacks than the Bombers, or just under the sacks that the Bombers have? So, it wasn't a big test, but they got the job done. And part of that's going to be using Brady Oliveira to give Zach time in the pocket later on. So Oliveira needs to be able to run the ball. They need to open lanes for him. Last game they played Hamilton, 200 yards total, over 200 yards between Brady and Strevler. So the running game should be able to do that. And the biggest thing, turnovers. No turnovers. The Bombers' offense has to play clean.
Yeah, Zach Collaros has been a little more careful with the ball than Chris Streveler, but I wouldn't say a huge margin. So Zach Collaros has had a couple games where he's been struggling with turnovers. Like you mentioned, the Bombers have to lean on that running game. Just because Zach Collaros is back doesn't mean that they should veer away from the running game at all. What happened to when Buck Pierce was using the running game and using motion with the running game and using Nick Dembski in the running game? And you know what? Yes, Dembski's having a great year, and maybe you don't want to put him in harm's way, but you still got Pookie Wilson. You still got, what's his name? Dylan Mitchell, who can be put into motion. And even if they're not getting the ball, have guys in motion so Hamilton is on their heels. Hamilton allows 107 yards plus rushing per game. They cannot stop giving Oliveira the ball in the second half. This is just getting stupid now. It's a pattern that is mind-boggling. Yeah. Also, I wouldn't mind seeing them in the hurry-up offense at the beginning of the game. Play action will be available from the start. So get your guys on the line, use play action, run the shit out of the ball, and beat the hell out of the Tiger Cats.
Simple, eh?
I just said it like that. Like I don't have the game plan for a game or anything. Defense.
Sorry, Hamilton's D is successful to everything, right? I mean, they're not strong. They're not, lights out. So the Bomber offense should be able to have some success here.
Come on now. They had marginal success with who in the game there?
Exactly.
Defense, the Bombers did not, speaking of last time they played them, they did not, I don't think, as far as I can look at the stats, did not allow a pass over 30 yards when they played Hammy. That is huge. If they can keep everything in front of them and have some decent pressure on Bo Levi Mitchell and make those tackles when those dudes make the catches and possibly rip the ball out for a fumble, I think they'll be in good shape. And also, maybe again, it's me. It doesn't seem like the Bombers, in regards to turnovers, are jumping many balls or routes to get interceptions. They seem to be all tips or else overthrows or missed throws that these Bombers. I'm wondering, why aren't they a little more aggressive in getting those turnovers and jumping those routes, especially the wide side of the field that Zach Collaros gets a lot of his interceptions on? Like, why aren't those corners ears up, ready to jump on those balls?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's what we're kind of missing. Demario Houston did that a couple years ago. Tyrell Ford last year. They took advantage. And yes, sometimes they got burnt, especially Houston, a couple of years ago when he did it, or a few years ago, I guess now. But, it works here and there, and it's a game changer. Yeah. And that's one thing that, besides last week with the 4 turnovers against Ottawa, the defense has not been able to do very much this year. But like you say, get after Bo Levi. Hamilton's O-line is pretty good. Bo Levi is going to get time there, and the defense did a pretty good job against him last time. The only thing is Greg Bell killed us on the ground, and Greg Bell has actually been playing pretty good, over the last few weeks. He's always around that 100-yard mark. So the Bombers are going to have to be aware of that, because I know a lot of the focus is always on Bo Levi and his arm and all that, and the receivers, obviously, that they have there with Lawler, Tim White, Keandre Smith. It's a pretty potent offense, and the Bombers D gave up 400 last week to Drew Brown in the air. So I could see this again. They just got to limit the amount of points they give up, keep them out of the end zone, keep them settling for field goals, and just get that ball, turn over that ball, and rip it away from Hamilton.
And that's the thing also with getting Oliveira in the running game going. You are keeping Bo Levi Mitchell off the field while you're beating the hell out of their defense.
Yeah. Time of possession, right? I mean, I don't know if the Bombers have really been winning the time of possession lately, obviously. With
time of possession is a weird thing in the CFL. It really doesn't matter. But if the Bombers heavily win time of possession, that is in their favor. That means the running game is going, and they are marching down the field on a 10, 9-minute drives.
Yeah, especially the fourth quarter when if they have that lead, right? Lean on Oliveira to put that game away.
Hell yeah. What do you got for special teams or defense? Sorry, we catch your
No,
defense?
we just talked about defense.
We transitioned it so nicely into yours. I'm like, did you get a turn?
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
So let's go
I
special
did. I did.
teams.
And hopefully we can get another big game from Trey Vavella, right? I mean, even if it's not a return, get that field position, and flip it sometimes because again, Hamilton, I feel like Hamilton is going to move this ball on the
Yeah.
Bombers D.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes you're going to have to try and flip that field position if Hamilton doesn't end up scoring and just punting it, right? So Trey Vavella, I think, is going to be very important in this game, and hopefully he can break something again.
Man, that dude. And yes, going back to rule changes, missed field goals, they are going to be missed in the CFL.
Yes.
I can't stress how much they're going to be missed. It's going to be weird not having them. But yeah, he does have to, and they got to flip the field. They can't be starting deep in their own zone all the time.
That missed field goal thing is probably the biggest thing that I'm going to miss out of all those. Like I can almost live with everything else, but I'm going to miss that part of the game.
It's an exciting play. Like it's not absolutely eliminated. There's opportunities where if it's short, but still.
Well, and that could very well happen because that I still can't wrap my head around the distance of this field goal. A 30-yard from the 30-yard line is going to be what, 52?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me. So you can definitely have some short kicks from there.
Mm-hmm. Special teams, speaking of field goals, Castillo. I think they're going to have to, if they can't punch it in the end zone, they're going to have to depend on Castillo getting these points. They can't be going on drives without getting points. You know what I mean? So just get it in there on their side of the field. Keep grinding them. Castillo has to be perfect.
Well, yeah, because the guy on the other side's been pretty good this year. Mark Leggio. Legs.
He's doing good. Lahu's had fun in the sun. Woof. That's no hate against, we had Medlock and also Castillo.
Oh, yeah.
If we held on to one of them, who knows what the hell would have happened.
Well, it's worked out, but I get, I get it. The cuts of Leggio and her, I can't even say his Liram.
He was horrible
because of I was at a game where Liram missed like 5 field goals and they lost to Edmonton, and it's just like you can't stick with that. Leggio, even in the Grey Cup and that, you just can't stick with it, unfortunately. No. But hey, good for them that they've bounced back.
Absolutely, yeah. Props. Bomber fans, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. CFL fans, let's talk about CFL. Oh no, we got who's in line to have a big game. I'm all over the place. I gotta get back to work. It's crazy. I'm not even.
It's because we're doing this it's too early in the day for us to be recording right now. I got the sun shining through this window. It's like,
yeah, it's crazy. You look like a spirit. It's nuts.
I know.
Who's in line to have a big game? I'm gonna go with Brady Oliveira, especially if they use him in the passing game. I think he's primed to put up at least 175 yards if the Bombers win, if they give him the ball. 20 times, you know what I'm saying? 20 times.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree there, but I'm going to go with something that's probably going to help him out and name 5 guys. The O-line. The O-line really needs to have a big game, and that'll obviously help Brady and protect Collaros, which I said earlier, because that is the biggest thing. One of the thing is the Bombers, obviously, they're very close to making the playoffs, right? They're 7-7. Like we've talked a lot about the season, like it's been doom and gloom, and the Bombers are right now 2-12 instead of 7-7, right? So they're there. They're right in the mix, but they're going to need Zach Collaros to be on his game to have a chance and a shot at playing for a Grey Cup in Winnipeg. So the O-line is going to need to step it up and get gelling, and a lot of injuries. So a lot of guys in and out of that. They haven't had a chance to have their full unit, really. I mean, Eric Lofton is obviously still out. So hopefully they can step up and have a big game here.
Speaking of having big games, let's go to our CFL Fantasy Football picks. CFL fans, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Who do you got for quarterback this week in CFL Fantasy Football?
Yeah, I got to go with Nathan Rourke, man. The guy's on fire. It's hard to argue against him. I know Toronto did a decent job with him. Not a decent job, but a better job last time they played. But yeah, I got to go with Nathan.
BC's O-line has been playing considerably better in the past 3-4 weeks. So I'm also going to go with Nathan Rourke against a Toronto defense that has been looking pretty iffy. almost on a weekly basis. That's surprising. Well, it's not surprising. Corey Mace is gone, and it's really settling in now that they're not as good.
They did lose a lot of guys and let a lot of guys go, right?
Yes,
So
some of them followed him to Saskatchewan.
yeah.
Let's go running back. I already talked about Brady Oliveira getting 175, so I can't go against Brady Oliveira this week.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Again, the Bombers are going to need him to be big. And if he can get that 175, the Bombers probably win. So I'm taking him as well.
CFL Fantasy fans, so far you got Nathan Rourke at quarterback, Brady Oliveira at running back. Who are you going to put at wide receiver? We're on the same path so far.
I'm going to join someone with Nathan Rourke because you need that quarterback wide receiver duel. And I'm going to pick Justin McInnis for my wide receiver because obviously if Rourke is slinging it, one of his receivers is benefiting from that. So for me, I think it'll be Justin McInnis this week.
No hate on that pick. I need Keon Hatcher to have a big game. Fantasy football for real. So I'm going to say Keon Hatcher, but for me personally. But I think that Keyshawn Johnson is actually the good pick from Saskatchewan to play against that Swiss cheese Elks league worst pass defense. So I'm going to go Keyshawn Johnson. Defense, I'm going to take Saskatchewan's defense. I think they're going to concentrate on Rankin, shut him down, and with Rankin out of the game, not by injury, but being by shut down, I think that'll force Fajardo into some turnovers. So I'm going to go Saskatchewan defense.
I'm going to go with the Alouettes in this one because Vernon Adams is playing, but still a bit of a back injury there. So I'm not totally trusting him finishing this game.
That's fair.
So, but also the way Vernon Adams was looking against a BC defense that is not as good against it as the Owls defense. So I think the Owls defense will be able to step up and shut down Vernon.
CFL fans, we'd love to hear who you have for fantasy football this week. I'm a part of a pretty fun, wicked fun fantasy football league. Hopefully you'll be involved next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Do they want Ray and Benny in the same league? Oh gosh, they're just going to hear us argue. Friggin', both of us are going to lose our money.
Yeah.
Let's move on to CFL picks. Who do you got in the first game? We got Calgary and Montreal playing in Montreal for Friday Night Football, the first matchup.
Yeah, I'm taking Montreal on that one. 23-17. They won the first meeting as well against the Stamps. And again, I don't know health-wise where Vernon Adams is in this game, so that worries me quite a bit. Yeah. But I still think, and Davis Alexander is back, right, for Montreal. So, and Calgary's D, though, after getting burnt by BC last week, really need to step it up and show that they are still dominant. So I think they'll keep this score close, but I think Montreal comes out on top.
I'm going to go Calgary 27, Montreal 20. I think Vernon Adams will be okay enough to spread the ball around, and Calgary's defense won't be on the field as much as they were without him and his poor performance and the next quarterbacks. So I'm going to go Calgary on the rebound because they're hungry and they're ready to win. Again, who's playing quarterback in Montreal?
Davis Alexander's back. So hopefully he can stay healthy. It's not MBT, because if it was MBT, then I'd be probably flipping it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Davis Alexander's first game back against a tough Calgary defense. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to go Calgary in the win on that one. Who do you got in Toronto and BC?
I'm going with the Lions in this one. It's in BC. Lions are rolling 35-21. I know the Argos beat them pretty good last time. I think Arbuckle's back this week, or at least he's been practicing. But yeah, I think BC is just on a different level right now than Toronto since when they played 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Same here. I'm going BC, and I'm going BC big. I think BC is going to hit 45. And I think Toronto is going to struggle to hit 21. So I'm going to go BC 46, Toronto 20. And it's in BC as well. And did you say James Butler's back?
It looks like he is limited, so he's available. So
we'll see. But still, they didn't need him last week.
No.
Nathan Rourke picked up the slack and ran, 3 touchdowns in or 2?
Yeah, and he had some pretty good runs too against Calgary. There was the one touchdown where he should have been tackled at least 3 times, and he did not.
That dude's, man, his comments this week and his gameplay, man, woo, Nathan Rourke Canadian
Boy,
of the year.
is he ever getting ragged on for those comments though, eh? Like
Some
he
people
is
praise
taking
him.
some heat. And yeah, it's like you got 50-50, right? Praise
Divisive.
and then hate kind of thing.
See, it's divisive.
You know, it is.
Hamilton, Winnipeg in Winnipeg. I'm going to go Winnipeg 26, Hamilton 13. I think the Bomber defense at home with that sold out crowd again will really play a factor. Again, I'm not concerned with Bo Levi Mitchell with this Bomber defense. I think they'll be on prime, and I think they'll be ready to go, and Zach Caleros will open things up. So double up by the Bombers, 26-13.
Well, I also picked 26, but I picked Hamilton to get 26, Bombers to get 23. So I'm riding with Hamilton on this one. Sorry, everybody. I am glad that Zach Caleros should be playing in this game. But like you've said before, he has not been very strong lately. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's going to be jittery back there a bit. So
that's fair.
I think Hamilton takes this.
But if the O-line plays well, like they played last week, I think he won't be as jittery.
I hope so, but I'm also worried for the guy here at this point because he's taken some big hits and has not finished a couple games so far.
He appreciates your concern.
But sure he does.
What a courteous way to say, Milt. Come on, man. Last matchup of the week, Saskatchewan and Edmonton. Who do you got?
I'm going, it is in Edmonton, but I'm going with Saskatchewan 27-24. Last time they played, it was 21-18, so another close game. But I think Fajardo, if Fajardo can stay clean, no interceptions, which he did last week, and it was a close game against Hamilton, I think he'll give him a shot, right? And then this with rank and running and everything like that, it'll be close, but I still think Saskatchewan takes it.
It is in Edmonton, but it will be a heavily Rough Rider Green crowd. I believe they've hit 30,000 ticket sales.
Yeah, that's right.
Already.
I saw that too. Yeah.
So will they open the upper deck? Who knows? But heck, that's a great crowd. Great side of things for Edmonton and Saskatchewan. Of course, Saskatchewan fans, best travelers in the league. I will not say they're the number one fans in the league. They lost that title a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But, my microphone was messed, so my sound might not be good. Well, we recorded the episode already.
So you got no good sound. I got no good video because of this dang sun.
It'll all balance out. CFL fans, put your predictions down below. We really still want to hear how you feel about the changes to the CFL. It's been really encouraging to have these great conversations online. Don't give up these conversations on game day. Be there. Be as loud for your teams because that helps the league grow. Believe it or not, in a league this small with such fan interaction that's gate driven so far, we have to be more active and more vocal, and not just when you're pissed off on game day, supporting your team and supporting your league. So do that. Benny, you have anything to say to our friends?
Before I do that, I still need an answer on that 35-second clock and how that's going to work in the last 2-3 minutes of a game.
It's got to be where the game clock and the play clock are separate. The game clock cannot start until the ball is snapped. That has to be the amendment.
But again, though, if the Bombers are winning and the Bombers just trying to run play, the clock shouldn't stop, right? With with this new 35-second clock, right? Like I know now I know they whistle it in so the Bombers could stand there for 20 seconds, right? Anyways, killing the clock because they're winning the game and all that, right? So how's that going to work? Like I'm saying, is that now do they have 35 seconds they can run off now, or can they still only run off 20 seconds?
That's what I'm saying. You got to separate the game clock and the play clock. Your play clock starts 35 seconds, yes, but the game clock does not start until you snap the ball. That has to be the rule.
But that's not how it works now, though.
Well, yeah, it does. Because the game clock and the play, that's what I'm saying. It can't be synced. Because right now it's synced with 2020. But now you start the 35 automatically when the play is done, but you do not start the game clock in the last 3 minutes until the ball is snapped.
Even if you're on offense and I just ran the ball, I mean, it should still start at 20-second mark, right? Like that's the way it works now.
Okay, I think what I'm saying, I don't think I'm saying it clearly. Right now,
yes.
The game clock.
Right
now, in the league, in the rules as it is, the game clock The
Yes.
official time clock, 15 minutes down, starts when the ball is snapped with the play clock. I'm saying now, with the new rules, play clock will start at 35 seconds, but game clock does not start until the ball is snapped. That has to be the amendment, or we're screwed.
I think we need someone to maybe mediate between the two of us, because right now the Bombers can run off 20 seconds off the clock before they have to run a play, right? They have to obviously snap it at the 1 second mark.
No.
Yes, they can.
In 3 minutes, 20, the ball, the game clock and the play clock does not start until boom, we're good to go.
No.
I guess maybe we're talking about different things here.
We were not on the same wavelength for sure on this one.
Yeah. Like, I think that's the easy amendment. The game clock should not start until the ball is snapped.
If I'm on offense and I'm winning the game and I just ran a run play, right? Not an incomplete pass, I should still be able to burn time off the clock.
Now I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now I see what you're saying.
Right now it's only 20 seconds.
Yes.
Right? But am I going to be able to burn off 35 seconds? No.
Yeah.
So that to me will also kill any comebacks in the CFL. That's what the CFL is known for.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the game's not over. Whereas the NFL, you're done at 2 minutes, right? If you got a first down. So that's what I'm still want clarification on that to know for sure if that's the case or not.
Yeah, they can't be running 35 dead.
No, because then that's it. You're done the game with a minute and a half or 2 minutes, really, right?
Yeah. So. I'm sure they got to amend it. Got to amend it. The Board of Governors, if they don't amend that, F them.
Yes. Yes.
I agree. You have anything? And I got to go to work, bro. You have anything to say to our friends?
You know what? Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget, subscribe and follow, and go Bombers, go.
And in the words of Ed Whalen from Stampede Wrestling, in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another edition of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.